Music licensing reimagined.
Hello viewers, Car Guy here, and in today's video we're going karting. Quick summary of the video. Yes, we encounter two road hogs. I overtake them consistently until they either stop or rage quit. They do the latter, so I emerge victorious. Yay for me. But yeah, felt good watching the footage back doing it, because these people infuriate you and it just feels good to sometimes get back at people like this. But yeah, that's basically the session. We have a few fast laps. I crash it. Yeah, I probably put it in the wall too. So leave a comment as what you would do differently, and let's get on to the video. So my normal practice is, when I get these rental carts, is just take a few scouting laps, about 5-6 laps. Just figure out what you have, figure out what the cart can do, what the track is like, you know, and just also when you get into the cart, adjust it, because if you don't, you're going to be uncomfortable for the entire session. Like if I didn't adjust it, I would be eating my knees for the entire session. And just get comfortable with the cart, figure out what the limitations are, where the track likes to be taken. Just go out and have fun as well. Just do you. I do make this slight miscalculation here. These Sodi carts have a system which don't allow drivers to apply the brakes and the accelerator at the same time, basically called anti-gas brake system. But it also has a delay between getting on and off and onto another pedal. So I misjudged coming off the long right hand. I push the brakes, nothing happens because there's this delay, and I just go rolling into him because the brakes aren't applying. So I just give him a little bit of a nudge, but I believed it wasn't that hard. Maybe he took it a little bit offensive, I don't know. And with that calamity out the way, that concludes the get to know your kart part. My kart was pretty good on acceleration. The only problem with acceleration is you need to eventually stop, and my kart did not want to do that. It had virtually no brakes. I put on the brakes and nothing happens, or too much happens. And it was really making it difficult to get the first and third corner correct, because without stopping and slowing down the kart properly, you can't attack the apex of the corner quite as much. So, bit of a drawback, but also good kart. And there we go. I spun it because the brakes they're really starting to catch me out. I haven't quite gotten adjusted to them yet, but I spun it because I pushed the brakes too hard, and I was also turning into the corner, just trying to make the apex, but obviously it didn't work, so now I need to adjust again, and let's see if I can get it better. As indicated by the thumbs up, I was indicated that I was doing low 19s on a consistent basis, so I was doing well on my lap times. It's just the brakes weren't still coming to me yet. You'll see a drift every now and then, but it was coming to me. It was getting better, but at this point in the session, the blockers started to kind of emerge. They started just getting into formation per se. They started getting a little bit aggravated with me, not to a point where they were doing it deliberately yet, but it was starting to come out. At this point where I cut back behind the guy, the competition was starting to actually quite heat up a little bit, and it was actually becoming quite nice. It was becoming enjoyable. A little bit of competition, but not hard. But eventually that started to become even more aggressive and progressively more and more and more. So at this point right now, it was actually fun like this. I really appreciate these battles, but unfortunately it did get worse. Pretty clear what I did there, right? Yep, I binned it into the wall. Quite embarrassing though. Hey, but I did a proper job of it. If you're gonna do it, go big, hey? So I jammed it into the wall. As you can probably see, the back left wheel got jammed under the skirting barrier, and we actually had to lift it out, pull it out of the barrier before I could actually continue. So after this, I decided enough was enough. I didn't need more quali laps, and I just decided to go have fun, work on a little bit of consistency, try and get those low 19s. And it was pretty fun after that until blockers emerged. So it's a pretty simple track to navigate. I mean, there's 4 corners basically. Here's the first one, the first hairpin, get that apex quite nicely. Here's the second apex, I miss it quite badly actually. Here comes the third one, let's see if I can hit the apex. No, I do not. Then you get this uphill straight going into the long right hander, and probably doesn't do justice in the video, but this is very bumpy. You literally get thrown around in the seat. And there we go, missed the first apex again, let's see. Got that one beautiful this time. Let's see this one. Got it nice, but I tapped the wall on the outside. So basically this track is the shape of a horseshoe. That's a name, Horseshoe Raceway. There we go, it's christened Horseshoe Raceway. And let's see again. Get that one nicely. So yeah, that's basically the track. It's not much. It's a very short track. It's mostly going uphill and downhill. It's quite an even distribution. But this is basically where the blockers start emerging. And they weren't really trying to get out the way anymore, but I was trying to leave the space, as you can see there on the left. And I still tried to be consistent and quite, careful with them, because obviously they're strangers. But yeah, I just back off a little bit. I get off the accelerator and I just give them a little bit of space. Maybe they're just trying to fight a little bit amongst themselves. So I just let them go forward a little bit and then I get onto it again. But obviously that didn't work because they're still blocking me. See there on the left, I just went past her. And here on the right, I do a little bit of a cutback, getting a little bit more aggressive just to get past them so I can continue on my lap. And this is basically where they started becoming extremely aggressive with me and it all went downhill. And so we round the corner and what do we see? They're complaining to the marshal. So I don't really know what happened there. I wasn't obviously going to stop and find out. I was just going to continue on my way, but it was quite distracting because now I had to go very shallow into the corner, and also they really started becoming quite aggressive with me. This is the point where everything went downhill. Basically there where they spoke to the marshal, now they basically said screw you, and they started becoming quite aggressive. So I did as well, and yeah, you'll have to see it, wait and see what happens. So coming around the last corner, I should have probably gone to the left there, but I'm on the right side now, and that's what it's going to have to be. And as you can see, she clearly pushed me into the barriers, like good and proper. So now I realized at this point that my race was basically over. I had no more chance to actually go at full pace. And you see there, I just let the gentleman go through, and I decided, no, this was enough. And then I just took that gap there. Probably shouldn't have, but I was also a little bit angry that she just squeezed me into the barrier like that unnecessarily. But oh well, that is what it is. And it gets worse. She actually almost pushes me into that little kink there, but that's coming. And coming around the corner again, we see that they are sitting in the middle of the track, not leaving any space for me. So I decide, okay, you want to play like this? Let's play like this. There they go, too wide for no reason. And I clearly just understood this as, okay, they're trying to screw me over. So I went on the full attack at this point. And if you look closely there at the right barrier, he actually crashed it. He crashed it going that slow. How? So I just parked it a little bit next to this lady because she wasn't so bad. She was leaving nice gaps and everything. She was a very nice lady, this one. So I'm just trying to give her some assistance, maybe just give her how to explain a little bit how to take a line and everything, but she was having none of it, hey. I don't know if she took it offensively or I was just trying to help personally, but maybe she didn't understand where I was coming from. So if you are watching, I do apologize, but obviously it was taken in the wrong way. So blocked again, and this time I'm actually forced to go wide and don't get a very good exit onto the straight, which then compromises me, and I've decided now, no, I need to get past this woman, and I just thread the needle right there. Yo, that was so close. You saw me wiggling the wheel there. I was trying to get it perfect, and luckily this time it worked out, getting past them. Oh, she was so angry after that. You can't really see it on the camera, but she was fuming, hey? She was fighting with the boyfriend and everything. It felt good doing that. So you're going to see just as we go around the corner out of the shot there on the left, they're standing there by the pit lane actually moaning with the marshals, and that was basically the race over. They called us into the pit after this and there was quite a heated discussion between them and the marshals, but what are you going to do, hey? There we go, the very first session around Horseshoe Raceway. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, just leave a comment on what you would like to see in the next video, as in editing wise, because I've already got some footage coming up for the next video. And also just leave a comment on what you would have done differently or where I was in the wrong, because I'm not sure where I went wrong. I left space, gaps and respect, but obviously I did something wrong. So leave in the comments what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.